Francis Fukuyama, Identity, the Demand for Dignity and the Politics of Resentment. Step into the world of identity, the demand for dignity and the politics of resentment, where author Francis Fukuyama explores the concept of dignity and the all-important role it plays in shaping human nature. Delve into the ancient Greek philosophy of Thymos, the yearning for recognition, and uncover its significance in today's identity politics. Journey through the rise of individualism and the influence of major thinkers like Martin Luther and Jean-Jacques Rousseau in shaping our modern understanding of identity. Stitching together insights from history, culture, and politics, this summary illuminates the driving forces behind collective struggles for recognition and the consequences of contemporary identity politics on society.
Understanding Thymos. The philosopher Socrates believed that humans crave positive judgments about their worth and dignity, which he identified as the third part of the human soul, known as Thymos. This desire for recognition and dignity is essential to understanding today's identity politics. The example of the gay marriage movement illustrates that while civil unions offer economic and legal benefits, supporters of gay marriage fight for equal recognition and dignity. Thymos helps us comprehend that recognition is a primordial human desire. The rise of individualism. The concept of identity has evolved throughout history. The rise of individualism in the last 5 centuries has made a significant impact on how we perceive ourselves. The idea of inner self, separate from external organizations and rituals, originated with Martin Luther's Protestant Reformation. Jean-Jacques Rousseau's secular version of individualism further emphasized the importance of inner happiness and potential. Both Luther and Rousseau were products of the times of great material change, which led to the growth of individualism alongside European modernization. The surge of overseas trade, technological advancements, and emergence of new industries created a diverse environment with more choices and opportunities for people, shaping modern views of identity. French Revolution and the struggle for dignity. The French Revolution was more than just a violent uprising, it was a demand for the recognition of the basic dignity of ordinary people. With their cry for liberty, equality, and fraternity, the revolution influenced modern thinking about government and ourselves. It birthed the principles of freedom and equality, which form the foundation of liberal democracies today. The revolution also birthed 2 types of identity politics, one focused on individual rights and the other on group identity. The struggle for dignity continues to shape our society and political systems. Evolution of identity politics. The French Revolution marked the beginning of identity politics. It led to the recognition of individual dignity in certain groups, with the latter encouraged by German philosopher Johann Gottfried Herder. Herder believed that every community is unique and that political borders should reflect cultural communities that share the same language. However, his philosophy has been exploited by extremists who use religious beliefs and nationalism to justify their actions. Muslims in Europe, for instance, often face a struggle to reconcile traditional religious beliefs with a desire to conform to their Western environment, further exacerbated by the lack of integration and opportunities. The therapeutic turn and modern identity politics. Since the end of World War II, modern liberal democracies in Europe and North America have undergone a therapeutic turn. Psychologists began to agree that mental illnesses could be cured through counseling and psychiatric intervention, and psychiatric support became part of social policy through increased government funding. In short, states became responsible for their citizens' self-esteem. This change helped usher in our current era of identity politics and made individual citizens' self-esteem the responsibility of government. The rise of identity politics. The 1960s brought significant social movements that focused on equal recognition of marginalized groups. The emergence of identity politics changed how people viewed their identities from individual to group identity. The civil and gay rights movements were 2 common approaches that either demanded equal treatment or promoted unique identities. The rise of identity politics brought both advantages and disadvantages, and this article focuses on the disadvantages of identity politics. The downfall of left-wing politics. The decline of left-wing political parties can be partially attributed to the rise of identity politics and the fragmentation of its attention among competing interest groups. This development has allowed for a class of oligarchs to dominate society and prevent meaningful political change focused on wealth inequality. The British Empire's strategy of divide and conquer was highly effective in suppressing resistance and maintaining control, but surprisingly, it shares similarities with the current state of left-wing politics. Identity politics has further fragmented the left, focusing on the recognition of smaller groups in society instead of pushing for more widespread change. While left-wing politics has traditionally been focused on class issues, there has been a shift toward center-right market-oriented policies in recent years. The decline of left-wing politics is most evident in European countries, where center-left party votes have fallen from 36 to 21%. Yet, inequality within countries has skyrocketed, with the wealthiest 10% owning an increasingly larger share of the nation's wealth. This development has undermined the cause of left-wing politics focused on wealth inequality. One contributing factor to the decline of the left has been the fragmentation of its attention among competing interest groups. Activists have become preoccupied with gay rights and race issues, causing identity politics to divide oppressed groups into small groups, each with distinct interests. Consequently, the left has lost its position as a broad movement that wants to help the 90% and lost its ability to challenge the wider causes of inequality. To see large-scale change in society, collectives must be built that everyone can rally behind. The working class must not be divided but unified, including the entirety of individuals regardless of their sexual orientation, race, or gender. Identity politics has only further divided the people, enabling a class of oligarchs to conquer society, much like the British Empire. Benefits of strong national identities. The excesses of 20th-century nationalism have led to the horrors of war. However, to combat division and infighting and reap benefits such as clear security, increased effectiveness of government, economic benefits, and building trust, we need to promote strong national identities based on liberal, democratic principles and universal human rights. Inclusive national identities can bring people together and make them work towards a common goal of national well-being. Achieving inclusive national identities. The article outlines several measures that can be taken to create inclusive national identities that go beyond divisive racial or religious limits. The previous summary section established that focusing on nationalities as opposed to narrower identities is the way to build more inclusive societies. This section provides workable suggestions for realizing this goal. First, the elimination of discrimination based on gender, race, and religion is critical. Achieving this will allow for the grievances and dignity of minority groups to be integrated into inclusive campaigns. Second, a stronger commitment to integration and nationalization from immigrants is necessary. Learning a country's language, history, and values encourages immigrants to view their new home positively. Furthermore, assisting immigrants in getting settled and getting jobs promotes better integration into their new society. Another practical solution would be to shift away from religious schools and towards a standard curriculum in secular schools. This would provide a framework for understanding different religions and foster solidarity among different faiths. Additionally, introducing a period of compulsory national service for all citizens, either military or civilian, could encourage shared sacrifice and a sense of unity across different classes, ethnicities, and religions. In conclusion, a reimagining of our understanding of identity is imperative to foster a more cohesive and stable society. By addressing the problems with identity politics and prioritizing broader group identities centered on nationalities, we can promote a healthier and happier society.
In conclusion, Identity, the demand for dignity and the politics of resentment, sheds light on the intricate connections between human nature, the desire for dignity, and the fragmentation of modern identity politics. From the ancient Greeks to the French Revolution and onwards to the civil rights movement and beyond, discover how identity politics has both empowered marginalized groups and divided the political left. as Fukuyama offers suggestions on crafting stronger national identities that foster inclusivity, trust, and social cohesion, encourage readers to contemplate their own role in shaping a better, more united society. This captivating summary elucidates just how powerful our desire for recognition and sense of identity truly is.